And welcome to the Nothing Show. Just a little update. The one constant in my life is things are always changing. So we've got a new little studio space here in the blue room, the blue closet. Be a 2-bedroom apartment in Hong Kong. So I think I can make it work for me. But things are always changing. So this is just another one of those changes. So today's episode, I'd like to talk a little bit about Black Swan Event. And then we're going to talk a little bit about DeFi, and we were talking about the United States dollar and fiat currencies in the last episode, and now I want to talk about something that kind of contrasts that in the decentralized finance space. So sit back and relax, and let's take a little journey down this Black Swan theory. So this whole thing was popularized, I think, in a book 2007 by Nassim Taleb, in his book appropriately titled The Black Swan. So what is a Black Swan theory? Well, let's get after it. So give me just a second. Let me bring up one event. To be a Black Swan event, it has to be an outlier. It has to be something unpredictable, something we couldn't see coming. I'll give it an example in just a minute. Number 2, it has to have an extreme impact. And number 3, it's only explainable after the fact. We can only explain the Black Swan after it's happened. We can't explain it before because we couldn't ever predict it. So with that being said, like the 2008 housing crash was a good example of a Black Swan event. The outbreak of World War I would also be a good example of Black Swan. 9/11 was a Black Swan event, right? We couldn't see it coming. I mean, obviously, there's always people that talk about it beforehand, but as a whole, we didn't see it coming. Extreme impact, only explainable after it happened. So there's a lot of chit-chat around the campfire about the incoming Black Swan event we're talking about in late fall. And so I just wanted to throw it out there for you guys to gnaw on a little bit and think about, see if I get any kind of reaction or response. That'd be fantastic. And I'm always looking for subscribers. I know I hate to always, have to come out and say it, but I got banned from my last channel, and I was off to a raging start, and now I got to rebuild all my subscribers again. I got 7. I need to get to 10 really to really have a fair shot at this thing. So I'm looking for a few more people. So if you could help me out and just subscribe, click the button. Take your finger scooter, take the Razor scooter, take the Lambo, take the Tesla. I don't care. Just, ride it over to the mouse, click, subscribe. If you have to, make an alt account, create a Google password, blah, blah. Subscribe, and you won't even have to be bothered by it. It could just be like your little gift to me. Moving on to the Black Swan. So for a Black Swan event, we talked about what it takes to be a Black Swan and gave some examples of Black Swans throughout history. And now we are talking about another one coming up. And you can kind of, after what we just got done talking about, can see why. With the constant printing of money, they've been printing money 24/7 for all year or since pandemic hit for sure, and what impact that can have on us. And there are warning signs, of course, there always are. When we look back on this upcoming Black Swan event, we'll be able to point to and say we should have seen this, And normally these aren't necessarily tied to financial crises, but this time I think it is. I think there's a lot of signs out there. Again, I know we've been talking about crypto and Bitcoin and crypto and Lambo, but this could be a chance for actually the shoebox investment, what we talked about in the last episode. It would be a great play. It could be a really strong play that maybe we ride this crypto thing out for a couple more months because we are on a bull run. We had a little retracement today, but we have just been going to the moon here this last 10 days in a row. Real solid growth. We're starting to see some of the altcoins pop. I got on an XRP train, which I'm really happy about. But again, we know it's not going to go up forever. It's going to hit the top and then it's going to retrace for 85%. That's one of those things we learned, that hanging around the space long enough, that it doesn't go up in a straight line. It doesn't just go up and stay up. It'll come back down. But so we want to make some profits on the way up. We're going to get out, and then we're going to have to really evaluate where we're at, because we could be looking at some serious ramifications with all of this hyperinflation, with all the things going up, and we could go into a black swan deflationary event. So it might be just time to hold on to those USDs. I don't know. I'm not an expert. This is not financial advice. This is just an opinion talk show. Well, I'm only talking to myself. So it's not even that. It's just my opinions. So please do not take this as financial advice. I'm just telling you what I've been hearing and what we have been talking a little bit about in the crypto space. So possible upcoming Black Swan, but in the immediate short term, it's been a fun ride. We finally got some price action about a week and a half ago, and it, like I said, it's been going up every day since. So again, we're getting a little retracement on today, on Sunday. It's always a volatile time for Bitcoin on the weekends, especially with the end of the month. You can have the futures close on Friday. So I was expecting a little bit of turbulence. We're starting to get it now. No big deal. Again, we're always being responsible with our Bitcoin, so not to worry. But hoping Monday, Tuesday, we see some more upward price action. If we don't, we're probably just going to have to lock down the trading for a bit and wait for the next confirmation of a breakout. But like I said, I have short-term goals here. I think overall Bitcoin in the long term is a great investment, and altcoins and this cryptocurrency is here to stay. But we have to be flexible and be able to change our minds and move things around appropriately, so that we are always staying one step ahead of getting wrecked. And that's not the point. We're not trying to lose money here. We're trying to make some. And if it means that maybe we just pull everything out and put it under the shoebox, under the bed in the shoebox, then that's what we're going to do. So we're always investigating, researching, and looking for the right play. And we're never locked into this just because we used to do it. It's funny because I talked to this guy. He's a rancher, and he's kind of a younger guy, family guy, and talking about the struggles of ranching. And he said the 7 words that I had to learn to let go of were, it's the way we always have done it. And that kind of mentality, he realized, had gotten him stuck and into situations that needed new answers and new solutions. But when you have that mentality, it's hard to find that. So I thought it was a poignant point that sometimes getting stuck in tradition isn't the best thing. And sometimes you got to take a new approach. If it's not working, got to do something different. We've talked about that a lot on my show. So anyways, I'm going to move on. So just to let you know, it's still the same day. I just changed shirts. I like to get dressed up for you guys, but it's getting late, and I had some things to do, so I didn't want to put the shirt back on. But most of the time, I like to try and get look nice for you guys. It's all part of the image here. But lately, there's been a lot of talk about plants, and I am a bit of a green thumb. I have been in the past, and I enjoy plants. So I wanted to just cut to this little piece where I show you my Edenium. So with that said, let's get to it.
I just wanted to show you guys this. This is an Edenium, otherwise known as the desert rose. Kind of a rare plant, very temperamental, very slow growing. This one is like 3 years old already. It's been through some things though. It's been chewed on by the mice and other critters, and this is the best it's ever looked. Now, if you can get one of these to grow for like 10 or 12 years, it can be worth a couple $1,000s. I've seen full-grown Edeniums like 3 feet tall that were $4,000 at the nursery. So, little project. I should probably try and grow like 10 of them, so when Bitcoin fails, I got something to fall back on. But I just want to share that with you guys. We were talking about plants the other day, and this is my contribution to the plant talk.
Okay, now it's time for the crypto part of the show. So if you stayed with me through Black Swan, I appreciate that. If you're not into crypto, I get it. You probably want to skip to the final, the wrap up. But I want to talk about this. It's really important. It was a conversation we were having this morning about this one. It's a decentralized coin exchange. It's a new project where they have some pretty incredible APY that I'm going to show you. And it's actually a really neat crypto project, a really neat blockchain project. And I'm going to compare it to another decentralized finance crypto exchange. And then we're going to take a look also at a centralized crypto exchange and see the difference. So I keep having this conversation with some of the crypto people about decentralization, and one of the hurdles they have to overcome is their on-ramp, like how you actually get your money in there and get your staking going, start earning these interests. And for people that are in crypto that deal with things like a digital wallet, it's really not a big deal. But for a new person, someone that's new to crypto, it can be a little bit confusing, or a lot of it confusing, or just kind of a little bit terrifying to there's no second chances in crypto and blockchain. You got to make your transactions correct. You have to have your addresses correct. It's not like a big deal. It's a matter of copy and paste. But if you screw it up, you can't call up the bank and be like, hey, I made a mistake. Can you reverse that transaction? There is no reversal of transaction. I covered this in my previous show. Maybe I'll bring back some old episodes that just talk about what the blockchain is, what crypto really is, and how it all works. But let's just get into it, okay? Enough of that. Let's just go to my screen sharing thing here. And let me show you first Voyager. I've talked about Voyager before. So this is Voyager. This is a centralized exchange. You want me to bring you to the top? Well, anyways, I have it all queued up at the interest part because that's what I want to talk about. But it's a centralized exchange. I mean, within a few minutes, you can have your ID verified. You can tie it in right to your centralized bank. They work right with your banks, your regular banks. Everyone banks at. So you can hook it right up to your debit account, and you can fund your Voyager account directly through your bank account, which is as easy as operating any app. You just slide right. You put in the money you want to invest, slide right. Within a few minutes, your funds are available to you, and you can purchase any of these fun coins. So let's just take a look at a few of these. The United States dollar coin is a coin that is tied directly to the value of the dollar. So your coin will never go up and down in value, assuming that the United States dollar holds. So it's always a dollar. If you put a dollar in, you have a dollar coin. Look at this interest rate, though, 9%. And what's the minimum? 100 coins. So you need $100, and you can stake that on the exchange, which essentially means you leave your money on the exchange, and they can use your money as liquidity for trading and selling and buying other people's tokens and providing United States dollar liquidity to the tokens. So anyways, you can't get that at my bank. They're trying to tell me 2% was a good deal. But so 9%. And then let's look at something like Bitcoin. Bitcoin, 5.75% APY, and it's paid monthly. And I know this works because I get my monthly APY every month from Voyager. And again, you need a 0.01 Bitcoin, which is, I don't know, I want to say around $300 or $400. And again, it totally depends on the price of Bitcoin, right? But again, so you're making this a pretty good interest rate. I mean, 5.75. It's at least keeping up with inflation, but you're also making the gains on your Bitcoin if it goes up in price, right? So not only are you making this 5.75 interest, you're also hopefully making gains when the price goes up. Ethereum is another, just seems like a big winner right now. You can't go wrong with Ethereum, I would say. Like Bitcoin and Ethereum, as far as volatility, these are the two that are the most safe. I mean, Again, your stable coins obviously are your most safe because they never change in value, and you're getting a great interest rate. But if you're looking for a little volatility, if you're looking for some price action, then Bitcoin, Ethereum are a great entry, in my opinion. Not financial, in my opinion, are great entry coins. You're probably not going to get wrecked. They're going to be around for a while. You know, Bitcoin has the longest track record. It's the Genesis cryptocurrency. It's the number one cryptocurrency. So it's not going anywhere. I know that we like to talk about, is Ethereum going to flip Bitcoin and blah, blah, but Bitcoin's not going anywhere. Don't kid yourself. But I don't think either is Ethereum. And all these that are actually listed on Voyager, I think, are all top 100 tokens. They all have a very good chance of surviving for a few years. Again, look at this. Polkadot is just a really good project too. I mean, I don't expect everyone to know everything about crypto, but I know that, and I don't know everything about Polkadot, but I know I like it. I know that they're doing some really interesting things, which, and keeping fees down where like Ethereum has really high gas prices, which is the transaction cost. Anytime you want to run this smart contract on Ethereum, you have to pay the gas. And Ethereum gas prices are kind of ridiculous. And that's one of the disadvantages of about decentralized exchange is exchanging Ethereum, which is like a big part of everything, can be very expensive. So, and again, look at this interest rate, 12% on your Polkadot, which is, and you need a minimum of 20 Polkadots. And I think Polkadot right now is trading around $18. We could go have a look. Polkadot, 1809. So we'll just call that 20, you know, to keep the math simple. We'll call that 400, just under $400. And you could be making 12% interest. And your centralized exchanges are I don't know if it's FDIC, but they're insured just the way your money is in a bank. But I think that only applies to your United States dollars. I don't know if that actually applies to your coins that you are holding on the exchange. But there is some protections. I don't know enough about Voyager to tell you that it's a great, safe exchange, so I'm not going to do that. But it's a well-known exchange. It's, you know, in the United States. It's based in the United States, so there are some protections there that opposed to maybe being on a decentralized exchange where, you know, it's really buyer beware. If they get hacked, you know, you have no recourse. So it's again, I mean, this is just my opinion. And if you go down the list, there's some really reasonable APY. There's some money to be handed here. And again, that was some really great. Polygon is another great project. Or I think it's Matic now, or whatever you want to call it, but 5.25. And so there's all these great interest rates you can make on your centralized exchange. Super easy to get into, right? It takes literally minutes. Now with this though, like with all these APYs though, you have to consider that the exchange actually is holding your money. You're not holding your coins. They are. You're providing your coins to them. And then rewards, you are getting this APY. And then, of course, when you want to sell and get out, you can do that. So that's a centralized exchange, ties right into your bank. Very easy on-ramp. Great for noobs, for anyone that's interested in just getting involved. It's an easy way of doing it. There's several other ones. They're like Robinhood. Crypto.com is another one I use. I don't use Robinhood. I don't recommend it. We could talk about that. I've talked about it before in the past too, so I don't want to get into it. Essentially, you can't take your coins off Robinhood. And whereas for Voyager, it is a secondary custody. You don't own your coins outright until you take them off, but you do have the ability to take them off the exchange. Now, every time you take something off the exchange or put it on the exchange, you pay a fee. And then again, when you want to put your money from the exchange back into your bank account, you want to pay a fee. And these are things we all have to learn about. I don't even know because I've actually never done the transaction of putting money back into my bank account because I'm building a portfolio. I'm not trying to take profits right now. And even on the exchanges where I have taken profits, I leave that profits on the exchange because I know when I put it back into my bank account, I'm going to incur a taxable event. And I don't want a taxable event right now. I got enough bills. So I'm going to leave it in the exchange. I'm going to keep reinvesting my profits. And hopefully at one point, I will at one point take out money and put it back into my bank account. And at that point, incur the taxable income event. But I think if people wait for a year you hold your asset for more than a year, then your tax rate goes way down. So again, things to think about. I wanted to talk about was called Celsius, the opposite of Fahrenheit. So here's Celsius. Now the thing is, with all decentralization is there's no centralized on-ramp. So let's just talk about a wallet real quick before we get into Celsius. So even to get your money onto Celsius to enjoy some of their great APY, and you can see it right here, these are their stable coins. These are all coins that are tied to the, I assume all to the dollar. And so you can see USD and USD and USD. So they're all tied to the dollar. And but look at it. I mean, these are great interest rates. They are way above inflation. If you kept your money here, you would actually be making some. The risk is very minimum. These blockchains are very safe. Talk about security of decentralized exchanges. And then here are some of their great interest rates. And look at this one. I mean, like 13.99. We would say that sounds like a pretty good deal. And I to my knowledge, these are actually legit. This is not a Ponzi scheme. I've watched the videos on the CEO of Celsius, and to the best of my knowledge, to the best of my research, Celsius is a legit project, and you will earn these interest rates. And they are variable. And when more people get interested in these tokens, these can change. These can go down. And so that's something to be aware of. But so what they're trying to do is entice you to provide liquidity in their tokens. So they give you great interest rate to do that, and then they make their money. They can. So Celsius does a few things. Here's your product. So we just talked about earn. That's really what I'm focusing on. But you can also borrow, and you could take a loan against your crypto. Now on a stable coin, I don't really have a problem with that because again, it's tied to the dollar. Your value isn't really changing. But when you take a loan against your tokens that are very highly volatile, it's a very risky situation where you could get liquidated. I do not recommend ever taking a loan against your volatile tokens. It's just although it's a neat idea, I think there's plenty of room here to do a lot of different things in DeFi, but the specific this specific here where you borrow against your cryptos, and it sounds like a bad idea. But you can see, I mean, if you looked into it, great interest rates, it'd be a way that you could get a loan without having to actually go to a bank, and you could protect your crypto assets and not have to actually cash them in and borrow against it. So they'd borrow you, I imagine, one of the stable coins back. So you would put up your crypto portfolio as an asset, and then they borrow you US dollar coin back. And then what do you do, though? Because remember, these don't have any on-ramps or off-ramps directly back to your bank. You have to put it then into a wallet, which probably costs money. There's probably a transaction fee in transferring, say, off this exchange into a digital wallet, which I'm going to show you in just a second. And then from there, you got to bring it onto your centralized exchange, I presume, and then you can sell it and get your United States dollars, and then again from the centralized exchange, transfer it back into your bank account. Again, you're going to pay a fee. So you're going to pay a fee when you put it into your wallet. You're going to pay a fee when you put it from your wallet onto your centralized exchange. You're going to pay a fee when you put it back into your bank. So you're saying, Paul, what's a digital wallet? So they kind of come in two flavors. One is like a hardware wallet, which is like a USB stick. Plug into your interface, your computer, and download your coins off on an exchange onto the digital wallet, which again, it's just a little flash drive or a little USB drive where you just plug it in. You have a code. We call them private keys. It's usually a set of numbers or letters that only you know that you need to open up access to that wallet. So even if you get your hardware wallet jacked, no one can actually access that crypto without your keys. So the saying is not your keys, not your coins. So when they're on the exchange, you don't have keys to those coins. They're not yours, technically, even though you have a stake in them. So anyways, let's take a quick look at Exodus. This is Exodus wallet. This is my Exodus wallet. I don't have anything in it yet because I've never actually taken anything off on exchange into a wallet because all of my coins are staked and I'm making interest on them. So if you pull them off into your wallet, yes, they're safe, especially in a hardware wallet. I mean, again, we can talk about levels of safety. You know, someone could actually steal your wallet and your hardware wallet, and it could be unrecoverable. But again, without your keys, they can't do anything with it. But that doesn't mean you can. But there probably is a way to recover those if you had your private keys like stored in your head and you knew some other information. I don't know. I'm just speculating. And then this is a software wallet, so I can take my coins. So let's just take a look. I'll show you to my central exchange here. I hope I don't get banned for this. None of this is financial advice. This is all just education, so you can kind of help understand how you have to navigate this crypto world. Where did my, here we go. So this is my Phoenix trading account. So I have this, this is actually Bitcoin, and this is the United States. It's actually broken up into Bitcoin and United States dollars. It's kind of a long story. But essentially what I'd have to do if I wanted to take profits, say I want to take some Bitcoin profits, is I'd have to transfer out. And I would say to transfer out from my Bitcoin account, and then I would say to my Exodus wallet, and in this box I would copy and paste. Let's go back to my Exodus wallet, and I would want to receive. So here is my my wallet address. You're welcome to use it and send all you want. Okay, so I would copy and paste this to my clipboard, copy and paste that, and then I'd go back to my Phoenix account. And I would paste that into there. I'd say all or some, and then confirm it. And I don't even know how long transactions actually take. You'd think on the speed of the blockchain it would happen instantly, but it may or may not. It may take a while for actually. I'm sure it takes the actual exchange like 30 minutes to process your exchange, pay your fee, and then here you would be right here, and we would be able to see that Bitcoin in my software wallet. And then from here, I'd go to my, say like Voyager, which I was just showing you. Voyager is actually only on the phone, so to actually access the app, you can only see it on the phone. Let's just go back to me here for a second. Let's just do me here. Let's just go back here. So you'd go back to, you take your wallet address now, and then you would upload your coins onto the central exchange, where you could sell them and get United States dollars on your Voyager account, and then you would transfer Voyager back into your bank account. So that's a lot, right? Let me just show you one other, okay? I know that we're getting long here, but just bear with me. I want to show you this other project that was shown to me today. Kava, and again, I haven't done enough research on this, but the person that showed this to me is a brilliant guy, and I would never expect him to put something out there that wasn't, in his mind, legit. So I believe this project is legit. And what it is it's a cross-chain money market. So you could take your Polkadot and exchange it for Doge. I don't know why you'd ever want to do that, but you could do it on this exchange, or take your Bitcoin and exchange it for Ethereum. And again, they have the lend, borrow, and earn features. It's very similar to Celsius, but this actually allows you to have exchanges between thousands of tokens. It's a really neat idea. But again, we're just going to look at their APY. For the United States dollar, the USDX, which is again another stable coin, reward API 90 98.81%. Let that marinate in your brain. And look at these. I mean, 18.98, 40.33. This is like legit. Again, in my mind, it's not financial advice, but these are actual legit APYs. Again, as the interest in this project increases, as more people stake United States USDX on this exchange, this number will come down. But if you jumped in this right now, and I do not recommend you do that, I'm just saying if you did, then you would be getting a 98.81% return on a stable coin where I don't believe your value would ever change. You would just be raking in 98.81%. I'd like to see what the minimum is. I wonder if there's a minimum. But again, to get your money onto Kava, you would first have to, and again, I wish someone that knew more would just explain this to me. But as far as I know, is I'd have to go from my centralized bank to my centralized exchange. I'd have to take the coins that I wanted to stake here. So I'd have to go and buy some USDX on a centralized exchange. I would again have to pay a fee to put it on my wallet. And then from my wallet, I'd have to put it on, I would have to connect. So you go to app and connect, right here, connect wallet. And connect my wallet and then put my coins on their exchange. But if I did that and I could stake them here, or what they're calling supply, right? Which is, again, you're giving liquidity for them to do things like borrow. And because of the interest rate, they're able to pay you back this interest rate for a while. It should change. It changes all the time. See, it just changed. It was at 97 earlier. It's gone up. So anyways, it's just really something to think about. But again, with these decentralized finance projects, the on-ramp is just a little bit challenging, which I just explained to you. Let me go back to me again. Sorry, jumping around. The on-ramp to get on to these decentralized exchanges just seems a little bit difficult. So for just like the common person, someone that just wants to dabble in some coins, But again, if you're willing to learn how to do the process and you trust in the process, and again, I leave that up to your own research. Don't ever listen to anyone else, especially not me, on that. There are some really interesting opportunities. Like, I don't know how you could argue against trying to make 98%. I mean, normally when you hear that kind of return, you're thinking Ponzi scheme. And again, I do not think Kava nor Celsius are Ponzi schemes. I wouldn't be talking about them in this kind of light. If I did, I would never try and shill you a Ponzi scheme. It's not who I am. I think these are all completely legit and have tremendous potential. Again, Kava is actually new to me. I'm only standing up for it based on my feelings on someone else's research, who I respect. One of the few people I respect in the space. I guess I respect everyone, but I really listen to what he says and when he says it, because I know it comes from an honest and sincere spot. So with that being said, that's my little spiel on decentralized finance. I can't say it enough. It's a tremendous opportunity on paper. And I've seen through my own centralized exchange some pretty incredible APY. And of course, since I have such a small portfolio, I mean, I'm not making killing on it, but it's more money than it's passive income, and it's more money than I've ever made, sitting on a savings account or checking account, which is where most of my United States dollars are actually kept, is in my checking account. So anyway, it's food for thought. I know it's not terribly exciting, but this is the new world. This is the world of the future. And I know my audience is pretty much all United States based, but I want you to think about the 70% of the people in the world that don't have a bank account. And again, I don't understand how they are expected to get on an on-ramp too. And these are some of the issues that they need to solve, like how we all get onto their decentralized finance so we can enjoy their products. but I just don't have my mind wrapped around all of this. And I know that's one of the things with Bitcoin is this can provide, exposure to financial tools for people in the world that only have an internet connection and maybe can't go down to the drive-through at the bank. But again, I still don't. I mean, I guess if you had like a cash machine, or if you got paid in Bitcoin, you'd have already a wallet like they do in El Salvador. The state provides you a digital wallet, and then that's your on ramp right there. Once you have your digital wallet, then you can use these other products. But getting people to adopt digital wallets, and then also the on-ramp into the decentralized finance world is kind of convoluted, that you have to go through a centralized exchange to a wallet, to the decentralized exchange. Unless I don't quite have my mind wrapped around it, there's a better way. Maybe you can go right. I mean, you can also probably go right decentralized exchange. I don't know, though. I think, again, to use decentralized coin exchanges, you got to bring in your coins from somewhere else. So the originator, I don't know any other way around it than bank centralized exchange, and then you can pull them off there and do whatever you want. Go decentralize whatever you want to do. Till next time, peace.
Bitcoin.